Hey friends, Rob Phoenix Powwow guy. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Memorial Day. Um, Memorial Day is basically the first day of summer here in South Central Pennsylvania, probably everywhere or a lot of places. I was out around 8 o'clock this morning. I had to run out to a couple different garden places. They were jam-packed, and that's great. I love seeing people buy things for the garden. Um, I had to buy a signpost, and the first place I went didn't have what I needed. The second place had it. So, you drive around just for a piece of wood. Um, anyway, I had a bunch of perennial plants that I bought to put out in the pollinator garden. So I put them in this morning because it's also the new moon. So happy new moon. Perfect. I mean, it's just lines up perfectly. So now is the new moon. Now is the time to get those perennial flowering plants or annual flowering plants in the ground. Starting seeds in the greenhouse doesn't really matter when you start them, but when you put them in the ground, that's when you want to go by the moon. The new moon is the best time, obviously, for anything that grows above ground. Um, so there you go. The vegetable garden is going out of control already. I saw some green peppers forming, tomatoes not yet, but they form later, like in August maybe. But the plants are doing really well. I've been clipping the bottoms to like encourage them to grow more of a straight line up. We'll see how that goes. The cucumber plants are taking off. The beans and the peas are both sprouting. I actually did move some peas from the greenhouse out into the garden because they got big enough in the greenhouse. So they're planted out there as of this morning. Um, what else? What else? What else? Yeah, the perennial garden is looking really good. Hopefully, some of them seeds start to germinate and sprout up. The soil got a bit overturned when we transplanted some hostas in there the other day, and also a phlox we put in there. So the seeds got disturbed. That we, just Honey and I planted 2,000 flower seeds in there. So it doesn't matter if they get mixed up. There was no rhyme or reason. It's what was called chaos planting. We just like kind of mixed all the seeds together, spread them all through, just lightly covered with soil, watered. That bed is in full sun all day, so we're going to get a lot of color in there, and that's the idea for it to just be kind of chaotic and just be there for the bees and the butterflies. Um, Really, really excited about that. So, yeah, it's a good time, new moon. So Bill was digging in that garden the other day to transplant the hostas. And because we had this great big birch tree in our yard, a lot of the roots are snaking through that whole side of the yard. So Bill came across some roots that he cut out. And the one I kept, which I kind of put a picture on, it's really heavy, but I mean it's fantastic root. So this one I decided I'm going to turn into a walking stick. I have two gentlemen coming on June 7th to learn powwowing from me. So one of them is going to get this walking stick that I'm gonna work on it in the next 2 weeks, like strip the bark, sand it down, make it nice, do some blessings on it. And a cutting from this, I'm going to make a wand for the other one. So the two guys that are coming, one is going to get a walking stick, one's going to get a wand. They both have the same use, really, in powwowing. Um, Really, you see the wand used more in like Hexenmeister work. Uh, but yeah, I'll explain to them how to use both. But they both came from the same root from the white birch tree in our property, and they came from below the ground, which makes them ideal for Hexenmeister and more introspective work because they were hidden. So they will help to uncover things that were hidden, reveal things. So this doesn't look like much right now, but those white birch roots are like super tough. So I'm going to clean this up, make it a nice wand, and this one's going to be a nice walking stick. And those will be my gifts to my two new hours that are coming on June 7th. I need to know by today. Wait, what's today? Today's the 26th. So it's Monday the 26th. I need to know by Wednesday the 28th if anybody else is coming. After that, that's the cutoff. Um, that way it gives me time to get your powwow knife and make a gift for you. So yeah, there you go. So you have 2 days. Let me know if you'll be here. It's in person. There's no cost to you other than whatever you spend on gas to get here. Also, I just want to say that I heard that a very good friend of mine, another Browker, the Philly Browker, Michael, uh, is in the hospital. So if anybody wants to say a prayer for him, maybe do some distance powwowing. I can't reveal what's wrong with him, largely because I don't have specifics, but it's your fellow Browker is in the hospital and in need of some healing. So um, those of you in Phoenix line, uh, will know who he is. So please keep him in your daily healing prayers and do some Brock work for him, please. So that being said, I hope everybody enjoys the day. I hope you have nice weather. We finally have nice weather. It was just like rain, rain, rain. I got so sick of it. It was so depressing. I don't know how it is for you guys, but I get very depressed when it rains. And I start to feel claustrophobic when there's no sun for like 2, 3, 4 days. I just feel like I'm going to scream and like burst out of my skin because I need to see sunlight. I need to get outside and feel the warmth and see the light and just like be free of that oppressive rain. Um, I think a lot of people are affected differently by weather such as that, but I've always found it to be extremely oppressive and depressing, and I don't like it. I was trying to think like this is great. I don't need to turn the hose on. This is watering, this is nourishing the plants and everything else. But after a while, it just becomes too much. And you're just like, yeah, it's enough now. Please stop. um, I don't know, just always the way I am. So, yeah. So if you ever notice where I say I'm feeling a little anxious or depressed, it's largely in part due to I'm very much a fair weather person, but I like to be outside. I like to be out here. Anyway, I can't wait for 2 new Phoenix Line people to come. Also, any member of Phoenix Line is always welcome here. You're always welcome here. So if you're in the area and you want to visit, please let me know. I'm always here. I'd love for you to see the work I've done and your family. So you're welcome here at all times. So if you want to join this new class, you can. But because you're already Phoenix Line, I'm probably not going to make you a gift. Uh, that's for the new people. All right. So I thought I had something else I wanted to tell you guys. Oh, we're doing a cookout today. It'll just be me, Bill, and Joe Sani. Well, actually, I don't even think Joe Sani's going to be home. He's out with some friends, going to a cookout at his grandparents or whatever. So probably just be me and Bill. So if anybody local wants to come over, I am making honey garlic chicken on the grill, mini potatoes. Bill's making pasta salad. That's pretty much it. It's not a big feast just because it's the two of us. But yeah, if you want to stop by, we always have plenty of food. Uh, but anyway, oh yeah, yesterday I harvested in our neighborhood grows um, dogwood trees everywhere. There are two different types of dogwood that grow here. Yeah, two different types. One is the one that gets the four petaled flowers, and they're white. They don't really have a fragrance, but they're the ones I went down the road, took a basket with me, and I harvested. I don't know, probably 200 flowers, and I brought them back and I dehydrated them and jarred them up. Now, I do not recommend, nor do I personally use dogwood for medicinal uses or culinary uses at all. I don't make a tea out of it, tinctures, nothing. I use it solely for Brock bags. Um, and that reasoning is my own. There's another type of dogwood that grows, and it does get flowers on it, but they look more like lilacs, except they're white. And the fragrance is amazing. So if you like lilacs, the dogwood version of lilacs, I guess they're called. They smell so good. I got 2 cuttings of them and put them in the greenhouse, and it just smells like heaven in there. So I love really strong floral scents from plants, not from perfumes or colognes or artificial things, but from plants. I love that strong floral scent. So yeah, if you need dogwood, um, come to my neighborhood. They're everywhere. I'll show you them. Right now they're in full bloom. They're gorgeous. Uh, so yeah, I dried those. I have a jar of dried dogwood flowers. The trick is to keep them intact with those 4 petals. And now they dry up. And when they're dry, you pick them up and they're like super delicate. So you have to be careful. The ones that like crushed up, I did not jar. Uh, anyway, I'm babbling at this point, but again, happy new moon. Moon's in Gemini, so that's a Mercury kind of thing. So if you make talismans, you could do your Mercury talismans. But because it's a Monday, you could also do lunar talismans. Make your rock bags for people, your rock bags. It's a good time to make some healing tinctures and salves, whatnot. But get those perennials in the ground. If your seedlings are germinated enough to be put in the ground, now is the time. Do that. Get out there in the garden, bless your gardens, and it's psychologically the first day of summer. So let's just put it that way. So yeah. And another good thing happened. My hand is finally not swollen enough that I could put my iron bracelet back on. It's been like months since I've been able to wear this because I've been so swollen. I am very much deformed here from the surgery. Never again. Never again. Never again. So, but I was able to get this on, thank God. Yeah, my iron bracelet to protect me. But all right, exciting times ahead. I'm gonna try and get to work today on this wand and this walking stick. Hopefully one of the gentlemen is strong because this is very heavy. It's more like a bludgeoning pole, but anyway, we'll see how he uses it. But that's it. If anybody has any thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, if you want to talk powwow, if you want to come on June 7th, you're more than welcome. Let me know. That's it. God bless you guys. Love you all very much. And we'll talk again